now we have to take you to Parliament now because the Minister for Communication, Ursula Owusu-Ekuful, is addressing Parliament as to what the country is doing to rectify the internet challenge that we are encountering currently. She's speaking to the MPs. Let's take you there to the House of Parliament now.
The NCA will issue directives to all authorized and licensed entities member states to connect to the exchange. We should also exchanges in the country. The NCA may also consider making it a requirement to register and interconnect to the local exchange as part of the application process for a license. Government through the NCA, the National Information Technology Agency, and the Ghana Domain Name Registry, which we have set up, should play a key role in the internet exchange management, in that the facility is a public infrastructure. Citizens and government data are involved. Cybersecurity and data protection issues rise to the fore, and it is critical to ensure local traffic is exchanged locally because of all the benefits that I've enumerated earlier. Within the continent itself, we can facilitate discussions to push for inter-country exchanges that will ensure mutual benefit to all. Nothing focuses the mind better than adversity. And I think, despite the fact that these conversations have been ongoing for a while, the added impetus to move quickly to implement them has been provided for us all. And so the African Union, ECOWAS, Smart Africa Initiative, and other regional blocs in Eastern, Southern, and Northern Africa would all come together to work towards improving inter-country exchanges for the benefit of the peoples of the continent. Currently, Microsoft has a data center in Nigeria which has brought its global network closer to Ghana. An inter-country exchange between Ghana and Nigeria will bring a lot of benefit to local users subscribing to MS Azure Cloud Services and Microsoft 365. Approval has been granted and work is about to commence on the largest data center in Africa to be hosted at our own trade fair center, the African, I forget the name, I'll get it in a minute. It will come to me in a minute. These inter-country exchanges will encourage international content delivery networks to bring their service to the continent, which will help deliver faster and seamless connectivity to us all. In conclusion, we have worked to ensure the full operationalization of the National Data Center and to make it possible for our internet gateway to have redundancy and to function fully. All the public agencies connected are operational. Those who have their data hosted in the National Data Center are operational. We're encouraging others to follow their lead. In addition, under my leadership, we have completed the connectivity to 951 public agencies and all 261 districts, which have been connected to the same internet gateway with redundancy provided through satellite links, and these are all currently operational, providing connectivity to critical infrastructure such as hospitals, post offices, police stations, and courts, and several gift mix utilizing agencies as well. As a nation, we need to be proud of the efforts we have made in the last few years to build the national critical infrastructure, reduce the digital divide, and provide universal access to connectivity. The telecom sector, which has been underinvested for several years, is seeing new investment with the Telecel acquisition of Vodafone and the recently announced joint venture between AT and Hanam Investment Partners. We've worked with the operators and cable companies to identify alternate routes and implement these routes as quickly as possible. These routes are being allocated as we speak, and every day we will see better and better capacity onboarded for all operators until the main cable breaks are repaired and service fully restored. In addition, we've also shepherded the multi-year process of getting the Facebook Meta to Africa 45,000-kilometer cable to Ghana. And while the fiber recently landed in November last year, it will be operational by the end of this year to increase the country's redundancy and capacity. As the newest cable, its capacity is 180 terabits per second, which is much, much more than all the existing cables that we have. And we must congratulate them and government for this initiative, the entire consortium and government for this initiative. We will endeavor to seek and implement forward-looking measures that will safeguard the use of and our adoption of digital solutions. But I must plead with members and through you to the general populace that during this hard time of limited access to the internet, we hope we can count on the patience and resilience of our people as we work assiduously to weather this truly unprecedented storm caused by force majeure. This too shall pass, and it is indeed possible. Thank you.
Very well. Honourable members, the Minister has just briefed the House as we all requested. So I think it's elaborate enough. If any member will want to have any comment, the time is now. Yes, Honourable Member for Tamale South.
Speaker, let me thank you for the opportunity to comment on the statement made by the Minister responsible for communications, highlighting undersea cable cuts, which has affected a number of African countries facing internet outage, of which Ghana is part. And that has brought some enormous pressure on our mobile net operators in Ghana who are running on minimal data capacity. According to the Ghana's Communications Authority, which is the regulator, our capacity is around 1.5 gigabytes of data capacity owing to multiple undersea cable cuts. As Speaker, many other African countries, including Ivory Coast, Liberia, Benin, Burkina Faso, Togo, Cameroon, Gabon, Namibia, and Niger are all affected, including Nigeria. But, Mr. Speaker, what the Minister have done is to lay bare or naked the lack of redundancy in Ghana and the lack of internet capacity in Ghana and the lack of domestic internet capacity in Ghana and our continuous heavy reliance on external connectivity. That is what she's done. But, Mr. Speaker, as a country, she needs every support. As I listened to her, she said, we will. When you say we will, you and who? This is an industry largely led by the private sector. Even you, if you were to require money tomorrow to fix Ghana's internet capacity, will you find it from the government of Ghana and the Ministry of Finance? These are the bare issues we should look at. This is an industry which is largely private sector driven. We need to create an enabling environment for them to expand access. But as government, you are commending Meta. How much did the government of Ghana contribute to the Meta 45 kilometers? No, zero. You have no contribution. Again, a dependency. But, Mr. Speaker, whilst looking at this matter, in the last few days, since Thursday, as she rightly pointed, 14th, Thursday, Mr. Speaker, this is a major wake-up call for Ghana. The banking sector could almost ground to a halt. Academic, internet, online connectivity, ground to a halt. Electricity ground to a halt. All of it attributable to an internet cut of a submarine cable. I still recall SAT3 Vodafone Glow main cable was launched at Osu here, main one was launched. We've had 2 more additions to it. But Mr. Speaker, I only agree with the recommendations that we must look within. But Mr. Speaker, again, Minister for Communication, your telecom landscape today is not as rosy as it was a decade ago. Mr. Speaker, Ghana's telecom sector is going through one of its worst moments in the country's history. Apart from MTN, the rest are all struggling to survive or struggling to die. Struggling to survive or struggling to die. You know that. Why will you get one of them walk away and say the government of Ghana should bring a $1 and take it out? What was the value of it? It means valueless. So, Mr. Speaker, she knows that Ghana's telecom sector is going through. And Mr. Speaker, you don't kill the hen that lays a golden egg. You know, they used to be major employers, major contributor to foreign.